Hello, I'm Claire Lengro.
And I'm Amanda Waring.
And I'm Jack Tyler, and welcome to our Saturday morning show.
Hello, guys. We're really pleased to have you here. We've had a bit of a long night that had a little something to do with this. Do you ladies want to explain why I've got a cork on my table in my office?
Well, I didn't stay the whole time online, but we had a wonderful Zoom celebration of Claire's and Laura's incredible cards that are just out of this world, in beautiful tarot cards, really inspiring, really simple, and it was such a joy to celebrate with the gang online. And we all had our tipple, and Claire had her cork popped.
And we all popped our cork together, didn't we?
We popped our cork. And welcome to Saturday morning, guys. If you are not aware, today is World Mental Health Day, which is why we've all got a bit of yellow on. Do you want to stand up for us, Jack? We need to know there's a bit of yellow on.
I've got a bit of mustard on because I couldn't find anything yellow, but it's the nearest I could get.
There you go. And Gem's backstage just doing her makeup. Look, it's Michelle. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Michelle. Hi.
So, coming up on the programme today, we will have a little pop-in from the amazing Alex Nagel once he can work out his technical problems. But I do have a little message as well from somebody that you're going to want to see. Do you want to explain, Jack, while I load the video, why our friend in Oz can't be with us this morning?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Em's got some very special guests. Em doesn't have a lot of guests around because she lives in the middle of nowhere, but she's got some guests that are staying with her. So she's so excited. Yeah, she's busy showing her guests around and watching movies for our leading ladies that is coming up on Wednesday. So she's a very busy lady.
And here's a little message all the way from Oz to you guys.
Good morning and welcome to Lengro Live. I'm very sorry I can't make it today, but I've got a very special guest staying with me today, and that's my husband's auntie and my Australian auntie, Auntie Carolyn. So I will see you on Wednesday for the Wednesday show. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful time and yeah, enjoy. I'll just show you a little sneak peek of the dinner I'm just about to enjoy. Okay, and I'm going to take you over to my Auntie Carolyn. Say hello. Hello. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Bless her. That is the amazing.
Because it's actually spring there now in Oz.
It is, isn't it? And I love to see these sort of opposite and changing seasons. But even the lovely Em in Oz couldn't make it to the Lengro party last night because she is now 10 hours ahead. She is indeed. So, guys, shall I show everybody?
Yeah, go on. Come on, go on.
Yes.
Okay. So, guys, as you know, I created the Claire Lengro Romany Gypsy Tarot card pack with the hand, but also it would not have been possible and would not be what it is with the amazing intuitive artwork of Laura, of course, and that's a lovely Laura Ann Renwick. She can't be with us today because she's now busy catching up with everything that she had to put to one side for us. So how it works, guys, is that the printing company, they send me what we call a dummy pack. It's not a dummy pack, but it's my first pack. And it's here in my hands. Should we have a look? There we go. This is the box that you'll all be getting. It's like a little secret.
We didn't actually see the box yesterday, did we? We only saw the box.
There we go. We wanted it like you were opening treasure. It took us absolutely days and days, didn't it, Laura, of getting the right box. So then when you open up your cards, and don't worry, guys, if you noticed the other day, I didn't do any tarot card readings because I couldn't. My cards had gone to the printers, and I said to Rich, I can only use my cards from now on. This was the difficult part, ladies, because, and gentlemen watching, look, we had to design the tarot insert, which I had to write, but then we had to spend ages putting a QR code, guys, so you can get straight away when you get the tarot cards into my School of Tarot and read and learn a lot more and go as deep as you want to. But here are the Claire Lengro Romany Gypsy Tarot cards. I was in the club earlier because, as you know, with the club, they get premieres of absolutely everything. They get their cards on the 29th of October. You can pre-order them now, guys. But if you look at the pictures, I don't know if you're aware or not in tarot cards, but they're based on the suits of playing cards. The pip cards are. So we chose to have for the sword cards, the Babylonian times, Egypt, and that is my eldest daughter, Carmen, riding a griffin there as well. So Laura and I, we stayed up all night. I know some of you saw the live where we told you that we had, and it was an all-night session, working right through till 7 in the morning. And it was a night I will never forget. But both Laura and I have been having our eyelids on matchsticks ever since. And I'm just about, indeed, Elaine, it really, really, really is as well. Louise Heaton, thank you very much. So I need to pick someone to have the first reading on my main page with my new tarot cards. But here on Lengro, we want to get to know you a bit better. So before I pick somebody to give a reading to, I think I might ask the ladies to ask you some questions, awesome questions, so we can, you know, get to know you guys and get to help you guys as well. Oh, hold on. I know somebody will have a question and somebody will tell us when the clocks go back. It's old Jem.
Hey!
Hey. Morning.
Hello. So we thought, Jem, first of all, you made everybody aware it's World Mental Health Day.
It is World Mental Health Day. Everyone's got their yellow on.
We have.
This year they're using the hashtag Hello Yellow. So take a snap of yourself and put it on the social medias with hashtag Hello Yellow to help raise awareness for mental health issues.
I love that. So Jem, while you've been getting your snap on, I was talking to the ladies. I'm handing it over to you three to get a subject going with everybody so that I can pick somebody for a card for the first card reading on my main page with my new pack. I've been in the members group. Come on, let's get everybody a bit lively on this.
Well, I'm going to ask another Amanda then, okay? Not that I'm biased, but, you know, Amanda's a cool. So, Amanda Alexander, you're saying, how would you buy the cards, which is fantastic. So Claire will tell us about that. And you're also telling us when the clocks go back, so thank you. But I want to ask you, what do you feel right now would make a difference to your mental health right now?
I like that. Does that mean? Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask another Jacqueline up there, Jacqueline Solby. I want to know, Jacqueline, what you're doing today. I'd like to know, you know, what are you doing today? Are you doing anything fun? Just let us know what you're up to.
I like that. Jen, pick somebody for a question.
I'd like to know, because I think it's really helpful. Everyone has like a top tip, a thing that they do to help with their mental health or to help them switch off, and it, you know, it might be something really, really simple, but let us know what your little things are that you do to help handle your mental health, give you those moments of calm, and you can start centering yourself, things like that. It's really nice to know. It's good to have all the different ideas, because sometimes you just have something you've never thought of for yourself. And taking those little windows of opportunity to find those moments are so vital in keeping good mental health.
Yeah,
for me, I don't know what you think, ladies, but I have to be outdoors. I think if I get stressed or get too bombarded with things, just going out for a walk just clears my head.
That is definitely one that we do, and I do that works with the kids. Yeah, that's good with the kids as well. The kids that just need that escape. We do that a lot.
Yeah. The downer I am, the more excited my dog is, because she gets more walks.
Oh. Amanda Alexander says, I do crafting or readings to get away from my mental health. That's really good.
That's lovely. Okay, I love that.
Do you know what though? What was the book that you recommended in Lengro about Matthew McConaughey, because that's what one I'm going to order today. That looks really good.
It's not actually out yet. I think it'll be out soon, but it's called Green Light. And I think he's a very deep person.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's a very positive book. And it's how you can change like the amber and the red lights to the green light. So anything, you know, that you've done in the past, you can change things around. And I think he's made a lot of mistakes. But he's a very positive person. So I think that's what that's all about. I think that sounds really good. And he's also doing an audio book with his lovely voice. So that's another thing to look forward to.
That's a dream.
Absolutely. I think I watched the Grand Prix the other week with Rich, just because Matthew McConaughey was in the audience. He looked so. He was there with his family.
Emma's saying hello. Morning, Em.
Oh, morning, Em.
Hello.
I'm going to
hopping on
in a moment. But going to the gym and loving it. You're right there with our Rose Waters, who gets up at 5 a.m. in the morning. What does Em say?
She likes to mow the grass or shovel horse poo.
That's fantastic. I love that. That should improve your mental health. Is wonderful and not make it worse.
I am dying to do a reading, guys. So you're going to pick somebody for me. How are we going to do this? How to pick somebody? Let me have a look.
Leslie, who's a mental health social worker.
I could see Leslie. Let's pick her. Let's find her. I saw that. Let's go first. Can I just quickly read you something that I found as well, guys, because it's World Mental Health Day. Katie Piper, who's absolutely amazing. And just let me know how our sound is, guys, because I've got a bit of feedback.
Yeah, there is a bit of feedback, a little bit.
Let me know how the sound is. Katie Piper said, someone I used to date. Can you hear feedback, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, Jem, I'm going to take you off.
Take me off.
And then put yourself back on again. Yeah, Katie Piper, guys, said, someone I used to date would always say, you never have to do today again. After a bad day, and honestly, that really helps, you did today. So good job. It wasn't easy. Tomorrow may not be easy, but it won't be like today. So that change you want to make, do it. Katie Piper says, your future happiness is waiting. I like that.
I really like that. I love that fact that you can start again. You know, God willing, we all have another day.
Yeah.
And also, isn't it important just stay in the day, stay in the moment? Don't think too much about what's gone behind, what's coming. Don't think about that. Just stay in today and make today stay.
Yeah.
That's how I see things.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do with these new cards, because they're full of so much information, to introduce them to you guys, I'm going to just pick one for you at a time. So this is the card, and let's see what it reveals. So Lorraine Leslie, you say, congratulations, Claire. Thank you so much. I won't lie, I'm enjoying every minute of my 78 babies. I'm a mental health social worker. Wow. Hat off to you. Today is a special day for you. I'd love a card. What a privilege. So I have drawn my mother's card. Okay. So here we look at the Empress. The card is undignified. Okay. It means it's upside down. It means that you're a woman who's a real female inspiration. Can't you just see that, Amanda, like, and Jack, looking at her face? You can see this woman spread wherever she goes. But it does say on your card as well, though, that at the moment you really are lacking concentration. There's been delay in progress for you and loss of material possessions. What have you lost recently? Has your personal life suffered because of the time you've had to spend at work? Delays are still in progress, but you are the Empress card. So indeed, you will always be called upon to do a form of spiritual and mental work. I think Lorraine would have a lot in common with you, Amanda. I really, really do. Elaine agrees with you as well. Look, definitely, Jack. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's called present because it's a gift.
Right.
That's the thing, isn't it? The gift of today is called the present, this present moment. So open it.
Exactly. Nothing is impossible because the word itself says possible. And astrologically, you know that I love my astrology. On the 13th of October, Mercury turns retrograde. And that means the planet of travel and communication, just as Laura Ann Renwick was talking about the throat chakra being important recently, which rules our communication, Mercury turning retrograde means from the 13th, it's a bit harder. It's a bit like we're all talking different languages to each other that we can't understand. Please trust me when I say back up your work. Yep, get anything important done by then. I'm 49 this month. Why do you think I wanted the cards to go to print before the 13th? Tried and tested, I know, guys. So some tips that you've all got, please, as well for World Mental Health Day. And then I'm going to let the ladies tell us a few things, because Jack, you've been in Cambridge.
I've been in Cambridge. Can I just say, Amanda Alexander's just asked who wrote Green Light. That was Matthew McConaughey. And I think you can pre-order on Amazon at the moment. So have a look there.
Yep.
But yes, I was in Cambridge last weekend, and what a beautiful place Cambridge is. I don't know if anybody's been there. It's so historical and gothic, but I wanted to show you around. I wanted to show you King's College and the River Cam, but the weather was so awful. It was pouring with rain the whole time we were there. But it is beautiful. We went into a pub called the Eagle Pub, which is very famous because that's where, and I've got a piece of paper because I've got their names. I don't know where I've put it now. Oh, here we go. So Watson and Crick discovered the secret of life. They discovered DNA there. While they were sitting there, they used to go there for their lunch and sit in that pub in the 1950s, I think it was, and they discovered DNA. But there's also on the ceiling of this pub, the servicemen in the Second World War used to write their names on the ceiling with lipsticks and things like that, and they've kept it all there. It's fascinating, really beautiful. But yeah, what wonderful way. But it is strange. We went out to eat, and now you have to wear your masks in the pubs until you actually sit down. So it's impossible to chat to anybody or see people's expressions, it's a real shame. But you can still do it. Just go early. I know the pub shuts at 10, so go out at 6. You can still enjoy yourself. We still had a laugh, had a bottle of wine. So keep doing it. Keep supporting our pubs and restaurants and things.
Absolutely. The thing is, Jack, you know what I'm like. You've just said, it was raining, you couldn't do it. This afternoon, I'll be on the phone to another printers and we'll be getting the massive golf umbrellas with Lengro on them. Go out and like the roving reporter that it is indeed. So what about you, Amanda? What have you been up to this week?
Oh, it's been a fascinating week. I've been doing a lot of work, again, around mental health. So I've been working with a lot of carers who are suffering with mental health and those that have been working with in care homes themselves. So looking at how you find strategies to kind of support yourself whilst you're already anticipating grief to come. And that's really tricky, isn't it? That's when you kind of know there could be a second wave. We're, talking about COVID, obviously we'll keep things light and bright. But my week has been very much about how you listen to somebody when they are really struggling with something without judgment, and just let their words flow into your heart and out of your heart. And actually just that very fact and act of listening with depth and compassion without maybe fixing the situation literally helps lighten and brighten somebody's load, because you've really heard. So my tip for what I've been doing this week is really deep listening, and really listening to what's beyond the fear or the anxiety that people are having, and doing a lot of help with people how to self-soothe yourself when you're living on your own, and how does that work? Because, I have to do that for myself too. So it's practicing what you preach, it's a continual learning with mental health. So it's been a fascinating, and lots of dog walks, enjoying the beautiful leaves and colour displays out of this world. And I like to press leaves, so that's been one of the things that I've done as well. Get the leaves.
How beautiful. Well, I know that in Lengro Kids, we don't like to work the kids too hard. So in Lengro magazine, the kids have a page every single month, and they're talking about autumn as well. So autumn is indeed here. And Lorraine Leslie, with your card, the first person on the main page to have a reading. I've made your day, then my job is done. I've given up a lot of my personal life for work. That's what your card said. I need to find a balance. So, ladies, and you lost your dog. I'm so sorry to hear that. How would you suggest, and you guys out there as well, how would you suggest finding that balance? It's quite difficult, isn't it? And I'm feeling a bit cheeky. I'm not sure whether or not we should say stuff the rules, and I try and find a song to play to uplift everybody this morning.
I think there needs to be some uplifting, doesn't there? Everybody's in this funny sort of mood at the moment.
Guys, I'm going to uplift you guys then. Okay, are you ready for something funky? And one of the things
we are. Bring it on.
Everybody that's listening, okay, I want you to join in. All right, maybe stand up where you are. I don't care what it is, but we'll change our energy. We'll change our mood. This is not what you thought we'd do on Saturday morning. So you clap your hands. Everyone clap the hands. Yeah. And then I'm going to sing and you're going to sing back to me, okay? And it's about connecting to the earth, connecting to our energy, changing our state. And it's this. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Go. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Good. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Go. Mother, I hear your heartbeat. Go. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo, ho. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey yo. Good. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, oh, go. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, oh, ho.
Oh, I feel cleansed. I feel like I've been to Babylonian Egypt on my new tarot card.
There we go.
I love it. Let's get some chat going with all of you guys. Pat Taylor, pubs and restaurants are having to close at 6 p.m. Look on the bright side. Look at the money you can save. Bring that party back home for under 6 of you in your bubble and make it about memories so that when you look back, you weren't in a pub, but you were in your beautiful front room or kitchen with those you love. That's what we need to do. We certainly do. Can we take a look at Vicky, ladies? Because I'm going to comment in a minute because I'm covering over Jack, and I'm hoping Jem is trying to find a better place in the house, and that Alex can also get a signal to tell us about his new podcast. Ladies, over to you for this one.
Right. So, Jax, do you want to read that, my darling?
Yep. My naughtier is 2 and had her settle in at nursery and has been very hard as she's stuck to him, having a bit of separation anxiety, but I know I'm doing the right thing.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So is that her daughter she's talking about?
I don't know. Actually, Vicky, could you explain that a little bit better? And then we will come back to that. You got Helen Allen singing.
Oh, she's been singing and clapping and her dressing down.
Just so you know, you can say thank you later, guys. I didn't sing because I sing like I'm on a chain gang. So
you didn't sing. I don't think
I didn't sing because you didn't sing.
Well, I'm just, there's the support. I mean, if that's the support from the own team, no wonder my mental health is suffering. Where's it going?
If we can do a pre-record with auto-tune, I am in. Listen, Richard's out. Are you going to leak anything about pantos at all or not?
Oh.
Are we not allowed to? No. No, maybe not. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, okay. So one of the things that we want to do, obviously, is to keep ourselves lifted high up. And I think we'd love to ask all of you your favorite panto jokes, your corniest, worst, brilliant, hysterical, whatever you love jokes, because with the Lengro team, we may create something that will be involving all of us for a mad, fun panto that there'll be lots of joining in. So really, not Claire and Jax, maybe they won't be part of it if they're not going to stay behind you. But, all of you that did join in, thank you. And thank you for singing badly. That's good. You just sang. It's about releasing stress. It's about opening your heart, and it's about doing something unexpected and different you'll remember today just for the fact that you sang and everyone thought, what the hell's going on? It's an unforgettable.
The funny thing is, Amanda, I loved singing. In the car, when the children were little and I used to take them to school, if I used to sing, they used to go mad. So I wasn't allowed to sing in the car. So I had to mime. And I find myself doing that now. If I'm driving anywhere on my own, I'm actually miming to the songs because I'm so used to being told off.
Bunny and I, we love singing jazz. So one of my greatest moments in my life is I got to see Nina Simone live. I did. And I also got a job at the Blue Note Jazz Cafe in New York City. And Ray Charles was going to be performing the next night, but my father unfortunately died the night before. Thanks, Dad. But one of those things. And I've seen some amazing people, but I've got this question as well. Can I throw another question in, and we'll do another reading? And we have to look at the whose daughter was it? We're going to come back to the nursery question.
Yeah.
So you've got Amanda's question. Could you repeat it rather, just repeat it in a nutshell? Because I have one. Yep.
I'd love for you, it's homework, that's what it is. Homework is to look up, to find out the jokes that make you laugh, the most ridiculous panto jokes, the things that you love, so that we can weave it into something that we'll do later on. And just to share my favorite with you to get you started is, what's the difference between a snowman and a snow woman? Snowballs.
We've got
that's the level we're looking at, guys.
We've got one here from Helen Allen. She said, why did the man with one arm cross the road?
To get to the second-hand shop. I love it. Oh yes, more.
I have a question for everybody now. I would like to know, if you were a character in panto, what character would you be, and what star sign are you? Not who do you want to be, which character in the panto fits you right now? Because that might help some of you out there as well. So let's take a look at Vicky. Bless you, Vicky. I'm going to draw a card for you on this as well. So Jack, could you read that out while I have a shuffle, please?
Yep. She put, we've always been together, and she's mummy's girl, and she's just started nursery and has been very emotional. Yeah, I can imagine that, because that's difficult at the best of times, isn't it? But during this sort of time, when you've been together for such a long time, that must be so difficult.
I think something that you could do as a strategy that may work is imagine that when you do this separation, it can help. Imagine that she's in a beautiful bubble of golden light when you leave her, and tell her that that's what she's doing, is putting herself in a bubble of golden light, and you put yourself in another bubble of golden light. But say that you're connected because you're always in your bubbles of golden light, will always be connected. But that separation, if you like, it's like a Venn diagram. As a mother and child, you're like this most of the time, and then you have to learn to separate, and it can be painful for both sides. But if you're in that bubble of golden light, which is the love that you have for each other and the understanding, you can still be connected but separate, if that makes sense. So you might, I know she's only young, but you could draw a drawing of her, and that's what you feel when you see her in this bubble of golden light, and you have it for you.
Amazing. And also have something to look forward to after, when she comes out. Maybe just have a little picnic in the park on the way home, because it's autumn now and lovely leaves falling and things. Just a little thing for her to look forward to, for when she comes out before you go home, maybe.
And a surprise gift in the lunchbox. Oh, good idea. A little gift that she's not going to be expecting.
Who out there, because when my father, you all know my dad Johnny now, okay, but my father, when he used to pick me up from school, he used to bring, do you remember those goodie bags that used to buy, and it used to have a sweet in it, a toy in it, a little piece of paper with something on? I used to have one of those waiting for me in the front seat, but with a cuddly toy from my bedroom. And every day my father would choose a different cuddly toy to pick me up from school with. And my father would tell me that he was going home to look after the cuddly toys while I went and learned things to help the toys too. But the card that I've drawn from my new pack for you, Vicky, is a very, very special card to me. This is the wish card. Okay, and it says quite plainly, this is Jojo as the magic mermaid, and the card is dignified. It says very clearly what's happening to you. You're wishing that you could stay in that moment that has gone so far forever. So I don't feel that your daughter will have a problem. I think it's a process that you have to go through. And I think, when Honey started high school, I was devastated. The last of all my children gone. But it changes, and it's what you wish for right now. So the wish card tells me that if you want to make it a positive experience, that it will be. But what you're doing is you're carrying your heart too heavy and not looking at what you've created. You've got a little girl who's healthy, who's well, who's learning. This is a wonderful thing. But those heartstrings, because she's so young, you've almost got to envelope the feeling of this next chapter. That's what I think. What do you think, ladies?
I love that, envelope the feeling. That's such a lovely expression of saying that. Love that, darling. Yeah, I think so. And it's almost like you could, again, you know, you can have a little candle lit at home as well that can just say, you know, I've got this light of what it's going to be, and this understanding that life is going to change, and we are going through certain losses when that happens, but it's the excitement of the growth to come, like Claire was saying. It's that, and I think that this anxiety of the separation, you know, keeping something that allows you to feel that there's still that lit up connection will lessen the pain.
And do you know what as well? I've had, you know, 4 children under 10, 2 still in nappies. When they go to nursery, remember, while the cat's away, the mice will play. Light the candles are normally within her reach. You know, put the things out, put your music that you want on loud, clean the house your way, and have that moment. And so that when you're with her, you've got quality of time as well. Did you know? I just heard something. It's a virtual knock. Should we let them in? Should we see them in?
Let's see who it is.
Jan, good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
So, Jan, how has your week been with your new diagnosis? Guys, thank you so much for your support. We are looking for support from people who might have an affiliation with Jan's illness. But at the end of the day, you've had quite a journey this week. How has your first sort of week gone with this sort of new path in life you're having to take?
It's not gone too bad, actually. Makes me feel like I'm just talking about myself. I really don't like to do that, but how can I say? I have this now. I've been given. I don't know if you can see it. Because I was newly diagnosed as well at Christmas with type 1 diabetes. So they've given me this to trial for 6 months. So instead of pricking my fingers 10 times a day, I do that. It goes into my skin. It is a little needle, but then I have a monitor, and I just have to, I've got to pass it over. Hang on, where are we? And it gives me my reading, and I don't have to prick my fingers just once in 14 days instead of 140 times. So
That's amazing.
Any of you players out there have this device that Jan has, let us know. I mean, Jan's as well. So if you've had one of those, do let us know. Pat Taylor's saying good morning to you, Jan.
Morning, Pat. Morning.
So what have you done, Jan, this week to keep yourself uplifted and positive?
Well, because I can't go in the garden because the weather's not been so good, I've been in the shed. I love my shed. So I've been in the shed. I've been in the greenhouse. I've sorted out the rest of my tomato plants. I've put all my little pots away in the shed. And yeah, I've had fun, actually. And, you know, not forgetting that Natalie, my daughter, she's such a dear. She gets the children to, I video call. She video calls me every single day without fail. And I get to see Sam, who's 9, and I get to see Una, who's 18 months, and she's beginning to talk and walk. And yeah, it uplifts me. I really don't know what I would do without my children and my family. It's been lovely. Yeah, it's been a good week, actually.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. We're going to move on to another subject now, and we're going to, we've been talking about what character people think they would play if they were in a pantomime. We also had a question from Amanda, but Jacqueline Solby would say an ugly sister. That's how you see yourself bodily wise, and I'm sure that's not true. But what I'm talking about now, guys, is dating, and I'm going to ask you a question in a moment as well. How do you date? How did you date? And how would you be prepared to date? I'm going to ask Jan that question, and then I'm going to go hand over to our love expert, the lovely Jack. But first of all, could you tell us, when you were a young lady, Jan, and you started dating, what were the protocols that sort of, you know, people need to know? How did it work, dating?
That is such a long time ago. I've been married for 43 years, so I can't even remember. I can't even remember. I guess to look your best, to go out with a positive attitude, to know that no matter who you're with, it's never going to be right 100% of the time because they're not you. So keep your expectations real, I would say.
And over to you, Jack, then, because you know what, we go back to the ways of dating. And my mother used to have people, she used to be taken to the dance hall with her brother Nathan, and then people would ask her to dance and she'd have to ask her brother, but her brother would have to escort her home. I'm 49 this month. When I was raised and I was 18 or 19, I couldn't just go out and date anybody. Romanis don't believe in sex before marriage. And so it's a little bit like the Indian families. They'd have to meet somebody that was a suitor. If they're a Romani gypsy, all the better. The family would prefer it. But of course, my mother married out the race. But I think I've got quite an old-fashioned take on dating. However, when I'm working and giving advice to clients, I'm very open-minded. And so it's really about what you've been taught, isn't it, as far as dating? But over to you, Jack, because
at the moment, because I've obviously we've got our new project coming up, Love Stars, where we're looking for ladies and gentlemen to come onto the show, and we'll pair them up, and using Claire's astrology, we'll find their perfect match. But I've been doing some research into what's around at the moment, because obviously it's so hard to meet people when you go out. And online dating, there's been an increase in scams, in online dating scams at the moment. So the police are launching this big campaign in October to really crack down on this, because people, women and men as well, are being conned out of thousands and thousands of pounds. You know, recently, well, I think it was a couple of years ago, there was a man who's just been jailed, I think, for he managed to get 2 women to sell their houses. You know, that it's amazing. This is what's going on. I mean, online dating, I suppose, can be a good thing, because there's a lot of the companies do keep a track on people, but women are being fooled into thinking they've met the perfect partner, and then they're giving away so much of their, you know, their money and everything. But there are some tips out there. I've had a look. So even though there are a lot of good relationships from online dating, there's a lot of scan artists out there. And most of them actually live and operate abroad, so it's difficult to prosecute them. And what they do is they steal other people's photos on social media and put it up as their own photos. So if you're online dating and you see these gorgeous hunks, you know, on a beach, and you're thinking, you know, what you can do is you copy and paste their picture and put it into Google's reverse image search, and then that's a way of looking them up. Be careful if they say they're working abroad. And say to them, well, I look forward to seeing you when you come back in the country. And check their grammar, because a lot of them work together. So, you know, they work in groups. So if their messages or their style of writing seem a bit inconsistent, it's probably because they're working together. Never give any money to anybody, and always report to the police. The sites do have good customer care teams to check all this out. But what they do is also they say, could they communicate with you personally? Hi, Rich.
Hello.
So they say, oh, I can't get online, or my membership's about to run out. Can I have your phone number and things like that? And then they target you that way. So don't give out any personal information until you've actually met them in person. So this is like little things you can do, because it is a big thing. And since lockdown, they found a rise in this scamming in June, July and August. So you really have to be careful if you're going down that route.
Yeah. So Elaine Marston, you say, oh, I keep picking self-absorbed people and give too much of myself. Scared to do it again? Are you? So Elaine's asking a question to you guys. Of course. But sometimes when we're brokenhearted in a relationship, it's about picking ourselves up and making something better. That broken heart is also something with the fact that you're recovering from the pain it caused. But it's a little bit like the tarot card in tarot cards. The pain's already happened. So don't stay in that pain, but go forward to something better. Good advice here. Louise Heaton, great picture, by the way, lovely artwork. They usually work offshore. and an oil rig. I did have a thing where we could get some men from, but again, it links to being abroad. Isn't there the most number of single men? Is it Antarctica or beginning with A? I think somewhere like that. There's all these gorgeous, handsome, rugged men. But no, we here at Lengro magazine are going to be pushing forward love stars in all manner of ways with your mentors, Jack Tyler, and also the amazing M in Oz as well. I'm going to be on hand, and we're going to go everywhere with this. So if dating hasn't suited you so far, then let us get the base for you and find out the safest way using astrology. But do not forget, please, to email Jack, especially if you have single men. We're going to help some of you. And I don't know why, I've got a funny feeling we might get a marriage out of this. I really
That would be great.
Lovely. Oh, yes, I better do my business bit. If you would like to pre-order my tarot cards, please go into my shop. There is a link at the top. If you're a club member, you can get your cards by the 29th of October by pre-ordering plus 10% discount. If you're not a club member, you can get your cards on my birthday, the day before Halloween, just in time to find out who to be wary of and who's wearing a mask. And they'll come to you by the 30th of October. If you'd like to book a private one-to-one reading with me, then there is a shop at the top of my page, or you can email me. This week's Lengro, ladies, what can people see in it? What can they expect?
Oh,
I'm handing over to Jan for that one, my darling.
I'm just trying to think what I've written. I've actually sent all four of my articles in, and
well, I loved your article this week, Jan. You were talking about how your family, you went on your pumpkin, you used to do your pumpkin walks and things, and you're saying about how to, really appreciate your family, because they, 1 minute you're young, aren't you, and then the next minute you're with your grandchildren. I loved your article.
Thank you. I love to spend time with them. And going to the pumpkin festival last year was the first for me. It was lovely. It really, really was. It was a really good day. All homemade soups and rides on tractors, and brilliant.
But you've got a lovely recipe in there as well for a parsnip soup, haven't you?
Yeah, that's a good one, and so easy. You just put it in a pot basically, and it makes itself. It's lovely. It's really nice.
I was talking all about food as well on my one, about doing autumn platters. When you have people come round, because now's the sort of season to do all the one pot things, the casseroles and the stews and the tray bakes. But you can do a lovely autumn platter in the middle of the table with cheeses and meats and fruit and dried fruit and things, and just get everyone to dig in. I love autumn. Autumn food and everything.
Crusty bread and ham. I know Laura shares that with me as well. Okay, what boobs, guys? Because one of you is going to have to talk about this subject. Gemma's not here to do it.
Yeah, it's really important, everybody. Please, please, please check your boobs. Don't be shy about it. We've got to get as many people to be aware of their bodies and really connect with your bodies. Find out if there's any lumps or bumps. Find out, look on Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They'll have special tips on ways to examine your breasts, because we just, not out of fear, it's out of practicality. I think that's the problem. People don't check because they're frightened of finding something. And I totally understand that. I really, really get that. But actually, weighing it up, you'd be more frightened if you hadn't got treatment when you needed it. So I think be brave, be bold, and boob it.
Who would like to join the Lengro ladies in a very tasteful photograph for our next issue of Lengro? Send us a tasteful picture, grabbing your boobs or holding a bra, and I'll put it in the to you. Because at the end of the day, it's probably the best thing you get out of it by anybody grabbing your boobs is to be checking your boobs, because you're safe and secure, and men too.
True.
I don't. Pork belly is not what she wants us to grab or do. Today I'm cooking for Jem and her family, and we're doing cut up with pineapple, and I think I'm going to photograph it and put it in the club. Helen Third, God bless you. Absolute love to you. Helen, do you have any top tips that we can share with everybody else, please? And for you, Jacqueline Solby, if you could please email the address at the top of the page, I will pass it on immediately to Jack as well. We'll be setting up an email, but mine is designed to handle more and can make sure. Let's have a little look at this. I've been with my partner since I was 15 and now almost 29. Couldn't imagine dating in this time as everything is so different. Here's what I say dating is what you make it. And at the moment we have the chance to reenact that sort of feeling that you have to get to know somebody first. And that would be a good thing. The fact that people can't go out easily and have one night stands, you know, this is a bonus in things. And do you know, if there is somebody that you really want to sleep with and that you know or that you're dating, just imagine when you've waited till when it's safe of how amazing it will be, guys. Keep yourselves safe. Copperfield, she's still on about it, look. She's still
Copperfield.
With my new tarot cards. And Vicky Goodchild, please, could we have your recipe for Lengro kitchen?
Yeah. Oh, that would be so lovely. And I'd like some chocolate recipes for beautiful ideas of warming hot chocolates. That would be so nice. Hot chocolate drinks or chocolate fondues. Block on the dating app is a wonderful invention.
What is that?
I was just thinking the same thing. I am not sure.
You're gonna have to, you must be able to block it, so that's good. I suppose it's like when you block somebody on your phone.
Oh, I thought she was saying block on the date, like New Kids on the Block is like. How did you do as well?
Maybe she's talking about that. I would imagine she's talking about being able to block people on the dating app.
Can you clarify, Leslie, because it's Saturday morning and we're not fully in our heads yet?
I'm never fully in mine.
Bless. So this time of year, Jan, I have to ask you, what do you think are some of the main foods and things as we enter the winter months, or even vitamins, that we all need to be looking at?
Okay, well, before I get on to that, you were talking about crusty bread and pickles and things like that. So coming up, it's either next week or the week after, I can't actually remember. I've got a recipe for homemade chutney, which is exactly what you'd have on your platter with your baked ham and your crusty bread. And again, it's really easy to make, and it's something that's been in my family for well, probably I'm the third generation to make it, and you know, so give it a go. It's good. Okay. And I would just have to say, really, just as I always keep saying, just try and eat as healthy as you can. Get lots of oranges, lemons, citrus now this time of year for your vitamin C. Drink lots and lots of filtered water. And just, I know I keep on saying it, but if you can try and keep away from sugar, keep it for the weekends, keep it for a treat. Yeah, Monday to Friday, if you can be good. It pays in the long run. It really does.
Yeah. And what about vitamin D3, Jan? Because I take that now because a lot of people are talking about that because of COVID, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't know an awful lot about it. It's true, but as the days are getting shorter and there's not so much sunshine outside, then I would say, yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, every time there's a bit of sunshine, I'm out in my garden. So I try, and if it's not too cold, I'm still barefoot. We went down the beach, well, just before I can go out again, probably a couple of weeks ago. And it wasn't the warmest of days, but the sun was out, and I just took my boots off and my shoes off, and we just walked along the beach. So, yeah, to do anything like that is brilliant. It's great.
Well, listen, one of the ways that Jan has covered that's important is she's making her own foods with no preservatives, no additives in it. So here's an idea for you guys, and the team don't know about this, it's just come to my mind. Why don't we, in the next couple of weeks on our Saturday Live, why don't we choose one of these recipes, and why don't we all, including you guys watching, make a dish together? We can make sure that we give you the ingredients before, and we can do like a live Lengro kitchen cooking with us all doing the dish, depending on where our devices work. But Pat Taylor, Well done. I made lentil soup in my cooker.
Yeah.
Ruth Townsend will be doing that recipe. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have a recipe for the Lengro kitchen, if your children have a drawing or a piece of writing for Lengro kids, email everything to me. I'll get it over to the appropriate department. But let's have a look at a reading for somebody to end them this live on. We've got about, let's have a look. We've got about 9 minutes left, so we can still have time for a chat. But I would like to know who would like a reading.
I'm looking at Michelle because she says, I never managed to get a reading from you, Claire. I'd love a card.
Absolutely. Remember her name for me. I'm going to come back to you. I just want to say, Helen Third, guys, she says, please check, ladies, do not be scared or ignore if you get a diagnosis that you have breast cancer. There's so much that can be done, especially as we get older. It could also be hormonal due to changes in our bodies. The earlier it's caught, the better. Now, obviously, we do give advice on here. And I know that Jackie's a strong believer in turmeric for cancer, taking every day. But with all of the vitamins that we recommend on here, please, guys, please don't forget that we are not medical professionals. Go and see your doctor. Check out what you are and aren't allowed to take. We're telling you things that we have taken, that we endure. So it's our job at Lengro to sort of help you out. But something I've taken away from today, Jan, is very much about making our own foods. And we're talking about slowing down, but I don't think there's anything better than going through a recipe with the family and making something that looks beautiful from scratch. Myself, when I looked in my freezer and I saw some amazing 2 packets of potato dauphinoise, and I looked at them and thought, God, I think they've been about 6 months. So today I might make my own layered potato dauphinoise with onions and fresh parsley. I'm a great cook because I'm a Romany gypsy in using fresh herbs. You know,
I love that.
Can I just ask a quick question? You guys are going to choose somebody to have a reading for me. No, you just did, didn't you? But which one of the Lengro team, was it you, Jan, or was it Gemma, or Sam, that recommended eucalyptus? Because what I bought yesterday, look, is fresh eucalyptus. After I'm taking it into my bathroom, turning it the other way up, so that when I have a steamy shower or bath.
Exactly, it fills, Really good for your chest, really good for your chest. And my little tip was eucalyptus oil. Mix it with coconut oil, make a rub, shouldn't say it, but a bit like bits. Make it and rub it into the bottoms of your feet.
Oh,
Sounds a bit weird, but all your reflexology points on the bottoms of your feet. So if you rub it into the bottoms of your feet, put some warm socks on before you go to bed. And Natalie's been doing this for a long time with Sam, and it really does stop his cough at night. So give it a go.
You don't have to heat the oil up or anything. You just mix the oils together,
just
the
mix
coconut
it
oil
together and put it in a little pot and then just rub it on the bottoms of your feet. I give my feet a massage, my toes, and I don't just rub it in. I give my feet a little massage around the toes and underneath. Put some warm socks on.
Because this is coming up in an issue of the magazine, I know that my godmother, I made some for her. She rubbed it on her feet. She has terrible problems with gout and all sorts, and it gave her a better night's sleep. Can I just, if we are using eucalyptus oil and coconut oil to help us to rub on our feet, to put the socks on, do we know the amount, the quantity that you'd recommend?
I usually do it by guesswork. I mean, I've got coconut oil in every room because I use it for everything. I would just get a little tub and a few drops of eucalyptus in, and give it a stir and just use it. So no, I'm sorry, I can't really say.
What we may do is ask Sam Earl, our Lengro, to look up, because she does do our research for us. So do not just do it, guys, unless we get back to you, or Google and find out from a trusted site. But it does sound amazing. Just remember, if you're using eucalyptus, to wash your hands, don't get it near your eyes. Gemma's right, we'd love some top beauty tips. Could you please remind me, Amanda, who picked for a reading?
Oh, well, I said Michelle Hudson, because very at the beginning she said, never managed to get a reading from you, Claire. It pulled at my heartstrings.
So if you ladies can have a little look while I look. What was her name again?
Michelle Hudson. The message was at 10 a.m. and it's just stayed on my screen.
Okay, I will find her. Ladies, what else have we got coming up for Lengro in the weeks ahead?
Oh, I want to share something exciting because I'm going to do another one of my interviews with a rather special person. And this is going to be for Black History Month. And this is a wonderful friend of mine, Guy Davis, who is an extraordinary blues singer. His family were incredible actors and activists in their time. They're both now died, but you would know them and recognize them once, we'll have a little chat. So I'm going to do an interview with him, a live interview, hopefully, if not pre-recorded, with him playing some of the songs of the history of the times of the blues and everything else. And he's just got the most incredible, extraordinary voice. And he's a very sort of charismatic. We've been friends for 15 years. And so he's in New York. But yeah, he's going to do something. And I'll do a little information about his background and history. And I love that troubadour storytelling aspect. It's what I do. Part of my work too is using stories to uplift, to shift, to change people's states. And he is a real treat. So I think, I'm excited to bring him to you next week, if not next week, the week after.
Lovely. And as you know, I would love to do that through StreamYard for you so we can get it edited down and do something like your Born Free interview that you did. If you haven't watched it, guys, yet, go back on Amanda's page. She did an interview with the most inspirational Virginia McKenna, and it's definitely worth watching. I have to say quickly, though, if it was Michelle Hudson, is that who you said it was?
Ooh.
Yes, she's gone to work.
Oh, okay, there we go.
So I'm going to go back to the comments. And if you can send us a little GIF or a little comment, let's pick somebody. And Gem's got a message for you because we're not allowed to say it apparently. So that's a message from Gem. And look,
also, we've got a new link for the magazine, haven't we? Lengro.co.uk. So you can get straight on the magazine by just typing that in. And don't forget, all our previous issues are all there on the magazine, so you can read it all as well.
Absolutely. So I'm going to pick Maria Law, see if I can quickly give her a card. And Laura is loving seeing her cards being used. I'm loving using them as well. So what's happening in your life at the moment, my darling? Because we have the 7 of Swords for you. I'm just trying to make sure that I can get that up there for you, but the card is undignified. Now, 7s are very much to do with plans that you have to make. So if I put the card this way, can you say that you see that you're preparing a plan to go in somewhere, but because the card was upside down, you're not in control of your plans? 7s are about planning for a challenge and what's ahead. Can I suggest to you, please, Maria, that you're trying to be involved in other people's plans that have nothing to do with you? So leave the family to deal with whatever drama, because they won't do it the way that you'd approve, and instead concentrate on your own life, or there could be quarrels this weekend. I have to pick the lady who's given us some wonderful advice on cancer. And I just need to put up, I'm saying completely, guys, that we do not give medical advice. But if anybody has suffered from cancer like Helen Third, this is her opinion, get yours checked out. Vitamin K2, zinc, chromium, picolante. So I'm saying eating healthy and exercise. So Helen III, may I please pick a card for you? Let's have a little, one's jumping out for you there as well. Okay, so the 2 of Swords that we have here, all 2s in tarot cards are to do with choices. So if you pull a 2 out, it always means choices. And as you can see here, your eyes are covered. And in the 2 of Swords, you can make a good choice or a bad choice. What do you need to do, Helen? You need to take your hood down. You need to look at what's going on so you're not making blind decisions. And I think that after everything that you've been through, Helen, you know what you need to do. So take away the emotional manipulation of doing what pleases others, because like you said, you've had cancer, you've recovered. It's no more being made to do what other people want to do. You said put your health first, take a bit of your own advice, you gorgeous, gorgeous woman. Anything else to say? Because we are now at 11 o'clock. I think that I'm going to let you sign off. Jan, what do you want to say to everybody on this fine Saturday?
Oh, go out and enjoy the sunshine. It's beautiful. Well, I look out from my window I see right across the moors. I see Haytor Rock. The sky is blue and it's lovely. So get out while you still can.
I love that from you, and I love you very much. Jack, what do you have to say?
Yeah, same as Jan. Get out there, have a little walk if you can, and just make the most of today. Don't think about what's going to be happening next week or whatever. Just live today and enjoy the day. Have a great weekend.
Absolutely love that. Over to you, Amanda.
Well, I was just going to say, with this shortened evenings, take that time. You know, what a brilliant idea to learn Claire's cards. How amazing to buy those cards and do readings for each other and find out more about that. And I think that's the thing, that feeling of connecting with family. If you are on your own, there's things called Jackbox games on TV programs that you can do online, so you can all connect. So go back to the old values, the old way. And don't be afraid of that. We're back in the rhythm of nature. If we've got to go back to bed when it's a little bit earlier because we can't be out till 10 o'clock at night, then get up earlier. And like the girls say, get out in nature as much as you can.
Absolutely love that. Can I say thank you so much for all your messages about my tarot cards. Like I say, they're available for club members on the 29th and for everybody else on the 30th. Pre-order yours if you want to be sure of getting the first print run. And in answer to a Joanne and a Teddy, yes, Laura Ann Renwick does do commissioned artwork. She also does the most amazing artwork using crushed gemstones, wait for this, in the pictures. Get over to her website, get your order in with her, because I know after more people see the tarot cards, she's going to be one woman that's highly in demand, and I've got lots of other projects for her as well. And to finish off, Amanda J. Alexander, I'm going to finish off by saying there is sunshine wherever you make it, okay? So find a point in your day. If the sunshine doesn't come to you, go find somebody that makes you smile and spread that happiness. That's what we here at Lengro want to do for you. Have a fab weekend. I'm off to celebrate my cards.